What's up to my favorite bunch of beauties? Welcome back to DCW Beauty. My name is Denise. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see and I hope you consider subscribing. This is my makeup basket for the week of May the 7th. Happy Nurses Week to all the nurses. That is from May 6th to May the 12th. So happy Nurses Week. I know it's been a rough few years here, but stick with it if you can, because there is a nursing shortage. So all of us that are sticking into it, I am very proud of us. And I want to get on with the makeup that I'm going to be using for this week. So last week I did not do a video. I didn't do any videos at all last week because things were things. But I did actually pull some makeup last week, so I'm going to show you what I pulled for last week. And then we will get into what I am going to be using for this week. I am trying to rearrange some things here because I just have a whole mess over here on this desk. But I am going to first show you the foundations that I pulled from last week. And this is sort of kind of going to count as one foundation because I have to mix them together. These are the NARS Light Reflecting Foundations. And I have it in the shade Bellum and I have it in the shade Caracas. And that is these two shades here, which I have to mix together to get my shade. So I liked them. I got compliments when I wore this foundation last week. I pulled two blushes last week, and these are both matte blushes. And this first one, I don't think they sell anymore. And this is the Pro Longwear blush in the shade Stubborn. And this one, they better always have. This is just their powder blush in the shade Raisin, which I had to buy a new one of because I lost my old one just when I was making a dent in it. So I had to get a new one. I left the Kosas Soft Cloud Set setting powder in Softly in my basket from the week before last. I also left the Kosas bronzer in the shade Paradise in my basket. So both of those are coming out. I left this, and this was strictly by mistake, but the Westman Atelier blush in the shade Bitchat, I did not use this last week because I think I used it the week before, but that is going back. And I think that because my foundation, one of my foundations this week is a little glowy, I'm going to put back the Kosas Glow IV Vitamin Infused Skin Enhancer, which is this, which I got during the VIB sale, which I did not use last week. And my setting powder for last week is the Smashbox Photo Finish Fresh Setting Powder in the shade 02, which it looks like this. I think this is just perfect because it looks like a camera lens. But this is the one where you dial out the amount of setting powder you want. So every time you kind of grind it up, it's fresh setting powder. This one is going to go back into my basket because I've been liking using that to set under my eye with. It doesn't make it look like you baked, but it does keep your stuff from like creasing like crazy. I am keeping in my basket the Evercolor Gel Waterproof Liner 10-piece collection from Mally Beauty because it has a variety of shades and I have been using it. I pulled out the Melt Cosmetics Mary Jane palette, and that looks like this. And I did not use that last week, but I'm going to go ahead and put it back. I pulled out the Glaminatrix Nearly Natural, and the reason I pulled this out is because I just received it. Like, I ordered it in February and I like just recently received it, so I wanted to use it. But that is what that looks like, and that is the color story. And I was like, nah, just it was okay. Kind of mad I waited that long to get it. I pulled out the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. I don't know what all that black stuff is on it, but that looks like that. And that is the color story. And I did use this one. I believe I did. I can't remember. But also pulled out the Beauty Bay Neutral palette, the 16 pan one. I pulled that one out, and that looks like that. Definitely used this one, and this one was pretty good. It gave me a nice sort of no makeup look. I pulled out the ColourPop Smoke and Roses palette, and that looks like this. And it may not look like it, but I did use that last week. It was just okay. I also pulled out, and I'm going to keep this in because I said I was going to pull this out and use it. And this is the Natasha Denona Trio Chrome palette. We love the duochrome on the palette. And it looks like this. Now, I was watching Dion Loves Makeup, and she was using this palette, and she created some really pretty looks with this palette. So I said I was going to pull it out and use it. So I am going to use it. And this last one I think just got left in my basket from a couple of weeks ago. And this is the Huda Beauty Empowered palette. And that looks like that. I didn't use it. But that is going to be going back also. And I think that is it for the makeup that I pulled out for last week. And this week, we are randomly just going to show you what we're going to be using. I grabbed two foundations. One I have on today, which is the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Glow Foundation. And I have it in the shade Tan Deep Neutral. And it is awfully warm looking for a neutral foundation, but fine with me. And I pulled off the Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer from It Cosmetics. And this is the oil-free version, and I have it in the shade Rich Honey. So those are my foundations for this week. I did pull out a new, well, not new to me, but it's just been in my drawer and I have not used it. And apparently don't want to use it today because it keeps falling out of my hand. And this is from Too Faced, the Major Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. And this is like the big one. So I'm going to use that primer today. This week. Today I used the e.l.f. Power Grip Niacinamide. It's okay. But I'm not going to be putting that in my basket. It is super sticky. I feel like it's stickier than the green one, but I pulled out for bronzer the Minted bronzer in Yacht Life, and that is what that looks like. And I pulled out originally the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder Light Catcher in Cosmic Rose, which is like a rose gold. And I put it on my face today, and I feel like my face is super glowy. So a glowy foundation with a glowy setting powder over top of it is not what I want for the week. So I'm going to put that one back. I mean, it was nice, but I'm going to put that one back. And I'm just going to use the regular Laura Mercier powder. And this is for all over the rest of my face, while the Smashbox one is going to be the one I use under my eyes. Now, I have, I think 1, 2, 3, 4 blushes. The first one is the Rare Beauty blush, like liquid blush in the shade Grace. So it looks like that. I have 2 of the House Labs blushes. I got these during the sale. And I have it in the shade Watermelon Bliss and the shade Acai Sky. And these are called the Color Fused blushes. So this one is the shade Acai Sky, which I have on today, and it's really pretty. And then this is the shade Watermelon Bliss. Like, I was either going to grab this one or I was going to get that pinky pink one, but I decided to go ahead and grab that one. And I grabbed an Hourglass blush, and it is the Ambient Lighting blush in At Night, and it looks like that. So we'll put that one in there. I'm going to set this on top. I grabbed the Milani Baked Highlighter in Rosa Italiana. And that looks like this. And then I had in order to put a highlighter on top of everything else that was already glowing. So I might look like a light bulb. Sorry. I might look like a light bulb. I did pull out and use today because this is my first time using it, even though I've had it in my collection for a minute and like forgot I had it. And this is from Smashbox and Becca. This is the Under Eye Brightening Corrector, and I have it in the shade Dark, and I like it. And it looks like this. It is very soft, though I have to be careful when I use that one because it is very soft. Now, I think I am going to be getting into my palette. Oh, even though I pulled out that under eye corrector, I also have 2 concealers, and these are the Benefit Boing Bright On concealers, the ones that look like pencils. So we are going to shove those in there too. Now, I can get into my eyeshadow palettes for the week. And the one that I used today is the Shroud Cosmetics Moonfall palette. And this is what the color story looks like. It is so pretty. And I use the shade Primordial. I use the shade Devotion. And then I use, I'm trying to remember it without actually looking at it. This is the shade Folklore. Oh, and then I use the shade here, which is Soulstone. Really pretty. Alright, so camera cut off on me, and I hope that I did not lose what I was saying, but I do remember saying that I was going to use this palette, and I pulled out a Pat McGrath palette, and I thought that I was going to be trying to use more of my smaller Pat McGrath palettes, but then I saw other palettes that I wanted to use instead. But I did pull out this Pat McGrath palette, and this is her Chinese New Year palette. This is the Venus in Floors Luxe Quad in Voyeuristic Vixen, and it looks like this. And I always say these little palettes that she puts out for like special situations, the eyeshadows are smaller, but the price is the same, which is irritating. But anyway, I pulled that palette out. I won't go on my rant. I pulled out the Lethal Cosmetics, what is this one? The Night Flower palette. I want that Wildflower palette, but it's like on pre-order right now, so I think I might pre-order that palette because I really want it. So it's like the sister to the Night Flower palette, but this is what the Night Flower palette looks like. So I am going to use that. And I pulled out from Sydney Grace the On the Horizon palette, and this is her collab with Temptalia. But this is the On the Horizon palette in the deep version. So that is going to go in my basket. Something I have not used in a very long time, and I don't even know if I'm going to use it this week. I just wanted like a neutral option. And this is Natasha Denona, the Glam Face Palette. And that looks like that. Like right now, as I'm looking at it today, I am not feeling the shades, but we'll see how I feel later on in the week. Maybe one of those days when I just want to do a quick neutral look or something. I don't know. We'll see. And the last eyeshadow palette that I pulled out is from Blend Bunny Cosmetics, and it is their Dollhouse palette. And this is what the Dollhouse palette looks like. And I'm trying to think, was this supposed to be her version of a neutral palette? I can't remember. But anyway, that's what the Color Story looks like. And I haven't used that one in a long time, so we are definitely going to be using that this week. And then the last thing that I have, trying to make sure, are my lip colors. And the one that I have on today is from Buxom. And I feel like, where's my lip liner? Like I need to do a little bit more lip lining with this. Anyway, so this is one of their Full Force lipsticks, and this is in the shade Badass. This is what the packaging looks like, and this is what Badass looks like. And I like these, the packaging, and actually the imprint of lips on the lipstick I think is pretty cute. But I used that today, may or may not use that again this week. I also pulled out another shade. I got these, I think, last year when it was part of the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty. Oh, no, it wasn't. It was like on National Lipstick Day when all lipsticks were like 50% off or something. But I got another shade, and this one is called Supermodel. Here, this is a pretty popular shade. It is a nice neutral. And I think everything else is a MAC lipstick. This one is one of their Cream Sheen lipsticks and Cream in Your Coffee. I picked this one up, like I think it's part of a trio from QVC, because I had to throw my old one away. I had it for years, but this is what the packaging looked like for that. But this was one of my sort of first lipstick that I ever bought from MAC. Absolutely love Cream in Your Coffee. Nice neutral shade. I have Soar. And Soar looks like this. And then the last one I have is part of the something something chili collection. And it is devoted to chili, and it is one of the Powder Kiss liquid lip colors. And that is what devoted to chili looks like. All right, I think that is everything in my makeup basket from last week. Thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you are already subscribed, please make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I have a new video coming out. Have a great day, and don't let your day be a waste of makeup. Bye.